guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Fortnite GFX. So first thing you want to do is just get your character in. You can use any character. I'm going to be using Aura. If you guys don't know how to get a character in, watch my tutorial I made a while back. It'll be like the eye card on the top right, somewhere like right there or something. Probably like over there. Anyways, basically I'm going to be going through a few things such as posing, how to properly pose, and some tips for posing. I'm going to be talking about camera angles, some of the best camera angles for you guys, and most importantly I'm going to be talking about lighting, the best lighting that you guys will need to make a good GFX. So first thing, like I said, we're going to be working on posing. So if you guys saw what I did, I basically just clicked on the armature and went to pose mode right over here. Make sure to click on the armature, because if you click on something else like the camera and click off, there won't be a pose mode, or if there's other things, there might not be a pose mode. Click on the black, like these black lines. Don't click on the mesh, which is like the character, because you can't really do anything from there. So on the black lines and go to pose mode. Now there'll be a bunch of different colors. There'll be green, gray, white, whatever you see, and brown. Yeah, basically I'm gonna be doing a simple pose, and yeah, it's just gonna be a little simple pose, and this PFP I'm just gonna be keeping in the description for whoever wants to use it, because it's just gonna be a free one. So yeah, basically first what I'm gonna do is kind of make a fist, and making a fist won't be too hard. All you guys gotta do is just make it look as realistic as possible. One thing I like to do is use my IRL hand, like my hand in real life, and pose and do a fist there. Then I can look at how my fingers and everything look and apply that onto the GFX, because basically this is a human, right? Just not human. It works like the same thing. So if I bend this back, my thumb can't do that, but that's something that is possible, but it's just also not possible, if that even makes sense. So yeah, I'll just speed this up just because this might be boring. It'll take a while, so yeah, I'll just speed this up. Alright. So now one thing I might do is kind of bring the fingers a bit lower down, just because I feel like it'll look more realistic that way. So yeah, I'm just gonna bring it a bit more down. Yeah, I think that should be enough. There we go. Boom. And if you guys can tell, I'm probably gonna be taking the camera angle somewhere down here. I won't position the camera yet because I want to show you guys that, but yeah. Next thing I'm just gonna do is get a pickaxe in. So yeah. Alright. So if you guys were on pose mode when the pickaxe came, you guys can't really do anything. So all you guys gotta do is just go to object mode. Now click on these bones. I'm using the driver golf club pickaxe, sorry. And just because I feel like it looks the cleanest in render mode, and plus it's just a clean pickaxe in general. So right now it's pretty big. I'll give you guys some measurements that I would suggest. I use it all the time. So it's 0.011. Just copy that and put it on X, Y, and Z. And yeah, so it should be a decent size. That looks very weird. I'm just going to move that. That looks very weird. Now basically it's gonna just hold the pickaxe on the towards the back, and maybe a bit towards the back of her head. So next I want to kind of rotate it down. I like to just, I don't know, I do my own measurements sometimes, but over here to get an exact. But if you guys just want to rotate using this, that you're free to do that. I just prefer using this tool just because I feel like if I get an exact measurement, it'll be better. Actually, first I'm gonna put this at 0, and then put it at 90. I'm gonna put this also at 90, and boom, yeah. That actually, I'm gonna keep it at around maybe 40. That looks about right. I'm just gonna bring this up, and I would say if you guys want a good place to hold the pickaxe, somewhere like the middle area is the best. And if you guys want, just try and move it move the armature, which is the black things, rather than the mesh, because the mesh will separate from the armature, and the armature will move from there. So yeah, I don't really we won't need the armature for the pickaxe. Sometimes people like to, but I don't see a use yet for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a simple pose with this, and I'm going to speed this up as well. Alright, so I finished finger rigging it. Now this is kind of an important step that I would suggest you guys do. Makes it a lot easier. Basically, you go to this little blue thing right there. Have the mesh of the golf club selected. Mesh being just the golf club and not the little bones that were there earlier. Just the mesh. Go to add object constraint and click child of. It should be like over here, so click child of. You can use the eyedropper tool, or you can just type in, or it should be right here, aura.ao, which is the armature. Now go to bone and just type in hand. Click on the right hand because obviously it's on the right hand. If you do it on the left hand, you click on the left hand. What other body part you guys used it on, do that, but make sure to click on the hand and not something else. Now I'm just gonna like move this around. I'm gonna move it side a bit back. Then I'm gonna click on the elbow and bring that back a bit. Next, all I'm gonna do is just kind of move it closer to the head and twist it and move it back. And I'm also gonna like push this back, bring this forward, and there we go. Cool. So we got a decent pose with the hands. I'm also just gonna like just make the minor changes that you guys feel are not good, because this is your GFX, not someone else's. Unless it is for someone else, then just probably ask them what they want. Another thing I like about Fortnite GFX is that you can move the face and the hair. So if you want the hair to like go like that, if you're doing a jumping scene, you can do that. I'm just gonna keep it like this. Make it a bit realistic. So yeah, so make it kind of look like it's attached to the head, but not like actually attached, or the body rather. Now I'm gonna do a facial expression, which is, like I said, a really good thing about Fortnite GFX is. So I'm gonna bring the eyebrow down. You just experiment with the bones and see which one is which. So bring the eyebrow down, click on the other end of the eyebrow, and just bring it slightly up. Do the same for this side. And if you're using walk navigation, which is shift and that weird key under escape, you can use scroll wheel to go faster and slower, and you can just press shift if you want to go fast and slow, and let go of shift if you want to go slow, and scroll wheel to just change the speed. So I'm going to bring this down again, just bring that a bit up. Now right now it looks like she's scared. That's because of the curve on the top of the eyebrow, so we're going to bring down a bit of the nose, and now it looks like she's mad. We even have a bit of the like, I don't know what you call it, but it kind of looks like she's mad. So yeah, I'm not gonna do too much with the mouth, just kind of closing it a bit more. So I'm gonna try and find the correct bone for the mouth. I believe it's this, the bottom of the mouth. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna click on this to like remove all the bones they'll still be there, but like you can't see the bones. That's it. I'm gonna move it up just so it looks a bit more realistic. And I might just bring it back a tad bit, and yeah, that looks good to me. Or actually, yeah, that looks better. I just undid the part where I brought it back. Alright. Now I think I might make the character look a bit to the left, like the eyes. So I'm gonna click on this white bone, which is the eyeball, and make it look towards the left, and same with the left eye. I mean, technically the right eye if you look from this, but right here for me it looks like it's left eye. Next thing I'm gonna do is just go for the top of the eyelid and just bring it a tad bit down, just so it looks a bit better. Just bring it a tad bit down, same with the other eyelid, just bring it down. I feel like it's looking too much to the left, so I'm going to bring it back a bit. And make sure you always put it looking at the same way for both eyeballs. Otherwise it looks really weird. And you don't want it to look weird. Alright. So right now the eyes look pretty weird. That's because we're in like, what do you call this? Viewport shading mode. You can go to material preview mode, which is the second or third, and then if you go to rendered mode, that's where you would render it. You don't have to be on that mode to have a good render, but yeah. So now another step that I'm going to be teaching you guys is camera angle, which is pretty important because the camera angle does affect how your GFX looks. So what I'm going to do is right over here at this little corner between where everything is and the actual layout, like the names of the things, I'm just gonna pull to the right, so I have two screens, right? And if you want to readjust it, you can just click in between and just move it around. And if you don't want this anymore, just click on this, like click on that little end and just move it in, and it's gone. But I'm going to keep it just because I find it easier. I normally use the camera on the right side, so I'm going to bring it in a bit. And I'm going to keep it kind of looking down. Alright? And I'm going to take off all the bones, or the view. I feel the arm is kind of blocking the face, so I'm going to bring the arm down using the red semicircle, or circle. And I think the thumb also looks pretty weird. I'm gonna click on the thumb bone and just bring it down, and click on the main thumb bone and just bring it down entirely. Just do that again, bring it up. Okay, cool. Looks a bit better to me. I feel like the pinky finger is kind of sticking out, so I'm going to move that in. Same with the ring finger. Ring finger can go in. And yeah, that looks a lot better to me. Yeah, there we go. So right now she's looking to the left, and that looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna move it in a bit, and it's sometimes good to kind of cut off a little bit of the top of the head. I feel like it adds a bit of an effect to the GFX. Plus, the main part of the GFX is a hand. All of this is just an add-on. I'm also gonna move this hand a bit back. Oh wait, I just noticed this pickaxe, the way the aura is holding the pickaxe looks really weird. Kind of looks like the arms are tight against each other. So I'm just gonna move the elbows and the wrist. And yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to move the elbow for this a bit up and towards the chest area. There we go. So this looks pretty good to me, the posing. So now what I'm going to do is, sorry for the background noise, but now what I'm going to do is at the bottom here, I'm going to pull this up. Right now it's on keyframes. I'm going to click on this little clock icon or whatever the icon is and click on shade editor. Or you can click on Shift F3. I'm on a Mac, so I really can't do that, but if you're on a Windows laptop that can do that, because I know some don't. You can do it like that. Just click on shade editor. Now you have this kind of weave or this plaid looking canvas, I guess. So now what we're gonna do is go over here to object and click on world. So now it'll have these two things will come up. You don't delete them. We don't know. I don't really. We won't need this, but still have it there. Now click on add. Click on texture, and click on environment texture. Connect it, or you don't have to connect it yet. But click on open here, and I have a full folder full of HDRIs right over here. I'm gonna click on that and use the approaching storm HDRI, and I'm just gonna connect it to the background. Now if I go to rendering mode, it'll probably be on Eevee, but no, we can change that. I'm not sure why it's loading. There we go. So once this loads, that would be great. Alright, there we go. So this looks pretty weird because it's on Eevee. If you have a bad PC or laptop, just like click on all of these and just use them. I don't know much about Eevee. I don't use it often. I use cycles a lot, and I only use cycles basically. I have a pretty bad graphics card, so I'm gonna use 64 render, like whatever that is. Now this is important. It won't show here, but if you once you render it, it'll show a lot. It's called denoising. Click on render and then click open image denoise. Right here it won't show at all, but when you render it, it'll have a huge impact. First I'm just gonna drag this down, try to kind of zoom out. Next I'm gonna go here, put very high contrast because it'll look a lot better. Unless if you like high contrast more, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna use very high contrast. And exposure, I like to keep it at like 0.35, 0.350, 35.35, same thing. Just because I feel like it looks a lot better. Exposure, what it does is just like how much lighting will be shown. So right now nothing will be shown. Right now barely anything. I'm just gonna put it at 0.35. I feel like it looks good. Now go to film and click transparent, and this will be what renders. If you don't take this background will be there. I personally don't want that, so click transparent. Next, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click unclick transparent, and just look where the sun is. So where the most light is, which I feel is here. I'm going to move the character to look that way. So highlight the camera and the aura armature. Don't click on the other accessories you have, the armatures, because it'll move automatically with the character. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm gonna use another technique called Lightroom. I use Delayed Designs Lightroom. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's a pretty famous GFX designer. Basically I'm gonna click on this. I added a lot of unnecessary lighting. So once I add all those lights, I'm gonna delete the ones that I feel I don't need, because right now it looks like this. Now with that, it looks pretty bright and disgusting. So what I'm going to do is delete this, delete that. A lot of the lights I added thinking it would be good, just don't do that. Now stick with what comes. I'm gonna delete all those. I'm gonna delete this too. All these lights here. It's all what you guys depend on. I'm just putting in my opinion for what I'm using. I feel like what I did was pretty bad. Delete this. Yeah, and then we have this light, and we have this light. Alright, so this is all there was to delay this thing. And now all I'm gonna do is just kind of turn it. So I don't know why that's there like that, but I'm gonna turn it so it's parallel with the model, and then I'm gonna move it so that the lights are behind. Not all, just two of them. One of them should be kind of low, just so because it's supposed to be like that. And now this one, I believe it's number 3. Yeah, I'm gonna move it up and up there. Yeah, there we go. So it adds a pretty nice effect. I'm just gonna group all of these. Click on New Collection and just put all of them into that. I like to be organized. Now if I untick all of these, there won't be too big of a difference. There'll be a lot of difference like in the back and everything. Yeah. I think this looks pretty good. I don't see any problems yet. So now what we're gonna do is just render it. We have all the proper render settings, and yeah, that should do it. Alright, so just to recap, I made a little free PFP for you guys with the Aura model. I made a fist and a golf club on the back, and I put the camera angle kind of pointing down and cut off a part of the head, and I used a Lightroom for Delay Designs Lightroom, and I used the Approaching Storm HDRI just because I feel like the Lightroom looks best with that HDRI. And now all you guys gotta do is just click render, and after a while it'll be done depending on your PC. So yeah, I'll just I'll catch up with you guys once this is done. Alright guys, so my thing finished rendering. This is kind of like a bit of the tear from like the mesh, but yeah, I guess there's something I can do about that. But anyways, that's gonna be it for the tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to check out my recent pack I released with press. It'll be first link in the description. So yeah, peace guys.